Hello everyone. So this video is for class 10 students, subject Information Technology, code 402. The unit which we are going to discuss here is Web Applications Basics, and the session which we are going to cover here in this video today is this session 7 and session 8, online transactions and internet security. So let us go to these sessions and let's start our lecture for today. So today I will be discussing with you all online transactions. Now online transaction is also known as electronic payment or e-payment. Online transaction is also known as electronic payments or e-payments. E-payments means where we transfer the funds online over internet. Online transaction means e-payments, electronic payments, which means a payment method where the fund, the finance, the amount is transferred from one account to another account with the help of internet. It could be internet banking, it could be mobile banking. When you use internet for transferring the funds, that is called online transaction. The transactions which we are performing online on the digital platform are called online transactions, right? Online shopping comes into this category. Online shopping is a form of electronic commerce where customers can buy or sell goods over the internet. Online shopping is also known as e-shopping, electronic shopping, which means where you can all those web portals which facilitate us to buy and sell the products over internet sitting at our home. What we need to have is the customer, the buyer need to have a good internet connection so that they can go to the web portal, the web service, the shopping portal. You view the products, you view the services there, you select the products of your choice, and then you create your order there. You create your order, you pay online, you will get your product delivered at your home. You do not need to go anywhere. So online shopping is that kind of portal, web portals. We all know it. We are doing it in our daily life now. We are buying groceries for our home, sitting at our home. We do not need to go to the malls. We are buying electronic appliances from these web portals, from these shopping portals. We are buying our laptops, our mobile phones, and we are buying new good clothes, watches, bags, everything we can order online and we can get it at our home. It would be delivered at your home. So that is online shopping. Now online shopping could be useful in what kind of situations? When nowadays this is a very common thing. We do not have much time to go to the market, to spare 1 or 2 hours from our daily routine, from the work and the offices, and then go to the market. We are so tired, so we do not have that much energy also to go to the market. So what we can do is we just sit and relax at our home, go to a certain web portal which should be a reliable portal, and then select your things, place your order, click on the payment method, and then you will get your product delivered at your home. So customers who do not have sufficient time to visit the stores, this facility is for those people, the working people especially. Then visiting a store is much more expensive than purchasing a product online. Now when you buy a product online, when you shop online, there may be a chance that the portal would be providing you with a kind of coupons or rewards or bonus points. So visiting a store would be more expensive rather than purchasing a product from online portals. You might get variety of coupons. You can apply a coupon and you can get instant discounts online. So these are the facilities available. Then a product or service that is not available in the local market will be surely available online. There are variety of web portals, shopping portals available online. If a certain product you are not finding into the market, you can easily and for sure find it somewhere on internet, and you can place your order there, right? And there are variety of shopping portals. You might have heard the names also: Amazon, which is a very reliable portal; Flipkart, eBay, Snapdeal, Myntra. There are variety of portals. You go there, you can buy your things, your daily routine things. See, if you want to buy groceries, there are so many portals available like Big Basket, Grofers. Then if you want to buy smartphones, laptops, or these gadgets, there are portals available for these kind of facilities, these kind of shoppings also. So whatever your requirement is, you go to the portal, you select your thing, you place your order, you click on the payment method, you pay, and you get your thing delivered at your home. Do not need to go anywhere. This is called online shopping. And while doing this online shopping, we do online transactions. We use e-payment methods. We use electronic methods for conducting this online shopping, e-shopping. E-shopping is also known as e-commerce, electronic commerce. Electronic commerce means performing all your commercial activities online, being on internet. Then moving on, some of the popular online transaction websites are, you might have heard the name IRCTC, a portal where you can book your flight tickets, your train tickets; Flipkart, eBay, Redbus. Redbus is a portal where you can book your bus tickets online. You can always book your bus tickets, your flight tickets, your train tickets in advance, before time. There would be no rush at the end. And to perform all online transactions, what you need to have is, you need to have a web browser. Web browser means Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, any web browser, and good active internet connection you will be needing. And then you need to have a valid credit card or debit card, or internet banking or mobile banking, so that you can pay for your product with these methods, with these e-payment methods. Okay, now there is one more option available. There are so many portals who provide you with the facility of COD, cash on delivery. So if you do not have a valid credit card or debit card, you can always choose the option COD, right? So these are the basic requirements for these online shopping or online transactions. Now then, in this chapter, in this session, the example is given of Flipkart. How to do online transaction on Flipkart. The example is given here. I think we do not need to discuss it in detail, because all of us know how to shop online. You go to the website of flipkart.com. See, this is the website. I will explain you in brief. Right, what you will do is, you go to Google Chrome, you type in the URL, you type in the address bar www.flipkart.com. this home page will open. What you have to do, the next thing is, you need to sign up for a Flipkart account. You have to create your account on Flipkart. Before placing order on a shopping portal, we need to create an account there, right? And if you already have an account, you can sign in. And if you do not have an account, you need to sign up. And for signing up, for creating a new account, what we need to have, we need to have a valid email address. A email account we should have, right? With the help of this email address or your phone number, you can register there on the portal. See, the example is given here. When you register on that portal, this kind of your account will be displayed there. Then select the thing which you wish to buy. Whatever you wish to buy, you can select that. And as you select the thing which you need to buy, you will find the product is being added into your cart. See, the example given here is of camera. As soon as you click on the camera, you click on the buy option, the product will be added into your cart. You can add multiple products into your cart. Cart is your bag where you are storing the products. And then what you have to do next is place order. See, it is already given here, place order, right? And after placing the order, what happens next? The portal will ask you to use a kind of e-payment method. How you are going to pay for the product, what kind of online payment method you would be using, whether you are going to use your credit card, your debit card, your net banking, or you are going to use cash on delivery. So click to pay. When you click on the pay option, you will get a OTP on your registered mobile number. This OTP is used for safe and secure transactions, and this payment is being done by the third party. The third party is Visa, Maestro, RuPay. These third parties manages your financial online transactions, and these are always the secure ones. So your payment is being done and the product will be delivered to you. This is a very easy thing. We all do it, right? Then moving on, the next example is online transaction for railway booking tickets. This is also known as e-ticketing. This is also called e-ticketing. E-ticketing means booking your tickets online. Booking your tickets with the help of internet. Now if you wish to book your flight tickets, you wish to book your bus tickets, your train tickets, wherever you wish to travel, you can always book your tickets sitting at your home. No need to go to the bus stop or the railway station. No need to stand in the queues, long queues. There is no more waiting time. Sit at your home and book your tickets in advance whenever you wish to. So one example which is given here, that is of IRCTC. IRCTC is Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation. IRCTC is the website of Indian Railway where you can book your train tickets online. How you are going to book the tickets online? See, as soon as you come to this portal IRCTC, now for coming to this portal, again the same process, the same way which we have used in Flipkart or Amazon. You go to the Google Chrome, you type IRCTC website there in the address bar, the home page will open. Then next what you have to do is you need to log in, username and password, and if you do not have a username and password, then you have to sign up, right? Then you have to sign up. New user can always sign up and create an account. Then you can always find the flights, the hotels, the trains which are available. You can always see the schedules of the trains and flights, and then choose a proper comfortable schedule for you. Enter your details. You will get this form, a kind of form. Submit your details here with this form, and then you can easily book your tickets. IRCTC, see it's from which city to which city you want to travel. Plan your travel. See here on which date you wish to travel, what kind of ticket you want, and what is your quota, means in which category you comes, general, OBC, or whatever. So these are the things. Then you can find all the trains available on that particular date in a particular time. Select a convenient travel for you, and then it's in just one go you are ready with your travel plan, right? So this is online transaction. Now let me add on to this. When we are talking about this online transaction, online shopping, e-payment methods, these kind of things are providing us with so much of ease. These things are helping us in saving our time and energy. In today's fast going life, we do not have enough time to stand in the long queues, to go to the market, to search in thousands of the products and then select any one product, then negotiating for the price. We do not have that much time nowadays. So for the ease, what we can do is whenever we get time at home, in the night or in the afternoon, you can sit there with your mobile phone or with your laptop, select a list, prepare your cart with all the required products which you have, and then place your order. right? And this electronic platforms are available in several ways and for several purposes online. See, few I have already discussed here, like e-shopping we have discussed, electronic shopping, online shopping portals like Amazon, Myntra, eBay, there are so many. Then e-ticketing we have already discussed. IRCTC is the one example which is given here. Then you have yatra.com again. Then you have a variety of portals where you can book your tickets online. Then let's come to e-payment methods. E-payment methods are of variety. You can use internet banking, you can use your credit card, you can use your debit card, you can use your this mobile banking. So these are the things which are related with e-payments, transferring the fund from one account to another. Then when we talk about this electronic transactions, see, similar way, when you go to the market, you pay for the product, you get the bill. So here also, when you pay online, you will always get a digital receipt of your order. You will get a digital bill, digital order, and you will get the confirmation that the payment is being done. You will get a e-bill, you will get a digital receipt of the complete order. So this is quite safe and secure. You will get all the e-documents here also when you shop, right? So this is all about online transactions. Now see this assignment, very easy, 3 questions are given here. I think we can do this. So explain the purpose of online transaction. Online transaction purpose is, it saves our time and energy. It is quite a efficient way. It is a very easy way by which we can buy the things, we can sell the things online, right? And the online transaction methods, e-payment methods are internet banking, mobile banking, credit cards, debit cards and all. Then list any 5 websites that allows online transactions. This is very easy. You can write down any 5 websites which allows online transactions. Now online transaction, if you are transferring fund from bank to bank, so all the banks provide online transactions. The websites of like SBI, sbi.co.in, it is a portal which allows you to transfer the fund from one SBI account to another. Then Central Bank of India has its own online transaction accounts. Then every bank have their own transaction accounts. And if you are talking about shopping portals, so Amazon helps us for this online transactions, eBay, Myntra, Flipkart, Snapdeal, Pepperfry, all these websites, all these web portals enables online transactions, right? Online transactions could be done with other websites also called Paytm, Bheem UPI, PhonePe. These are the websites which also facilitate online transactions. यहाँ से भी we can easily transfer the fund with the help of Paytm, with the help of PhonePe, with the help of Amazon Pay. We can easily transfer the fund from one to another account within the accounts. Or you can always pay your bills. You can do the payment for your bills or for your mobile phones or for your LIC premiums. Those also you can do it online, right? So these are the things. Then 3 payment tools to use. Payment tools are debit card, credit card, internet banking. These are the things. So let us come to the next session, session 8, internet security. Now when we are talking about the thing that internet provides us with so much of ease, इतना ease दे रहा है हमें, इतना comfort दे रहा है कि हम घर बैठे बैठे सारे काम इंटरनेट पे कर पा रहे हैं. We are digitally empowered now. We can perform all our functions digitally with the help of electronic gadgets or with the help of this technology. At the same time, where there are so many advantages, the one disadvantages with this concept is about its security. Security is a very critical issue when you work on internet. You need to be very careful. You need to use proper measures to safeguard your data. If you won't do that, you would be attacked, you would be your data would be misused on internet. So you are at high risk of intrusion or fraud such as phishing. There are so many cyber crimes available, like online threats available, like phishing, email spoofing, chat spoofing. Spoofing means when somebody tricks you with false information, when somebody will send you a false email or a false chat, when somebody give you a fraud call asking you for your bank details or for your personal details, this is a cyber crime online threat available. And when we are passing on our financial details also on internet, like as I told you, when we shop online, we used to give our debit card details there, we used to give our credit card details there. So this is a very important and very very important data for us. We need to keep it safe. And there are so many cyber crimes, cyber threats available, like phishing. Anybody can steal your data or misuse your data or can hack your data, and the amount from your account will be vanished within seconds if you cannot safeguard it. So internet security is a very important thing which we need to understand. The value, the information which we are sharing is very valuable. We need to be secure about it. Now, how to be secure about it? Best practices are: first one, use strong passwords. Your password should be strong enough, your password should be in a way which should not be cracked easily or guessed easily by other users. It should be a combination of alphabets, numbers, special characters, lowercase letters or capital letters, right? Then never keep a password, same password for too long. Change it frequently, right? Then another thing about password is never keep same passwords for multiple accounts. If you have a password for your email account and then always keep a different password for your internet banking account, then always keep a different password for your social media accounts. Never keep same passwords. It would be easy for the hacker to hack then. So this is about passwords. Then another one is backup your data. This is very important. There may be a chance that by any mean your data may get lost from the pen drive or from the hard disk or from your laptop. So in that case, when your data would be lost, how to get that data again? If you have a second copy of that data, if you have backup of that data, you can always get it from that second source. So backup your data. Then encryption softwares, use encryption softwares. If you want your data to be kept private, confidential and secure, if you do not want it to be accessed by other unauthorized users, you can use encryption softwares for that. Encryption softwares क्या करते हैं? These encryption softwares, they change your data into ciphertext. They change your data into ciphertext. So what is happening? Sender is using a key and receiver is using a key. Sender is using a key, and then with the help of this key, he encrypts the data. As soon as he encrypts the data converts into ciphertext. Receiver is using a key. What he do? He decrypts the data. So when this data is being encrypted, when this data goes along on internet on a very wrong route, no one would be able to use this or to trace this. So keep encryption softwares enabled. Then keep your username and passwords private. This is very common thing. Then registering with the websites which you are using, always make sure that you are going through legal websites and authorized websites. Then do not share your personal information, right? Then always use the portals which are reliable for secure transactions, right? Now, how to check that the website you are using is secure for transaction? You will find that your HTTP at the URL will change into green color, or or a padlock sign would be appearing there. So this ensures that the data is coming from SSL. सिक्योर सॉकेट लेयर के थ्रू आ रहा है. अदरवाइज if no, then there will be a red sign or a cross sign on your HTTP. So never use those websites which are not coming from HTTPS for your financial transactions. Then moving on, use antivirus and anti-spyware software. This is a prevention which helps your computer or your devices to prevent it from viruses, adwares, spywares, malwares. इन सब से prevent करते हैं. Do not respond to the emails who are coming from unauthorized sources. If you are not known about the source, if you do not know from where the mail or call is coming, do not respond to it. Then clear your cookies frequently. Cookies are basically those small programs which stores your data for a temporary period of time. And what kind of data they store? They store the data of the websites you are visiting, your login ID and password. These details they used to store, right? So always keep your cookies disabled while using doing online transaction, or else clear the cookies, right? Then install firewalls. Firewall is a bridge between the client and the server. Whatever data will come on the client, will come on the web browser, will be filtered first and then will be downloaded on the web browser. See, all these things I have already shared a video in which I discussed all these cyber crimes, threats, and then the security mechanisms. So if you want to go through the detail of it, you can see that video, right? Then never install a software which is from unknown source. This is quite clear. Then remove unwanted or unknown softwares. The softwares which are not known to you, from which source you are downloading it, do not download or remove it, uninstall it, because there may be a chance that it contains a virus or a bug inside it which could harm your computer, right? Then clear the data stored in your browser. Clear your search histories frequently. Now, how to clear your search history? Let me tell you that. See, I'm going to my Google Chrome. Wait. Yeah. So this is my Google Chrome. When I go here, I will find this history. Now see, this is the history. Everything which I have searched in the whole day or in the whole month or in the whole year, everything is stored here. So what we need to do is we need to clear this browsing data. Right? Now how to clear this browsing for the time range? So last hour, 24 hours, 7 days, 4 weeks, or all time. All time means all the data. Now what all things will be cleared here? The browsing history, all the websites which I have been searching or surfing. Download history, if I have downloads I can check it, so it will delete the downloads also. Cookies means the data which is automatically stored, clear it out from here. Cache memory will be cleared from here. Passwords and other sign-in data, the passwords which I have been using in variety of portals, that could also be cleared from here. Autofill data. Autofill means, see, once you log into your email account, if you do not log out, the next time you will find your username and password is automatically filled. So autofill data would also be removed from here. So what I am going to do now? Clear data. This will clear all the browsing data. Whatever I browsed, whatever I for the whole time is being deleted. Right? See, it will take a few time, but then it would be deleted. Let's see. Okay, no problem. It will take some time in deleting the data. Till the time, let us continue. You know the process now, how to clear the browsing data. go to the settings of your web browser, and then go to the history, and then delete your browsing history. There, with the help of this browsing history deletion, you would be able to delete the cookies data, the autofill data, the downloads, and whatever you wish to download, right? So this is about internet security. Keep proper security mechanisms enabled, so that you would not be there would be less chances that from tagged from the hackers, right? Then there are two simple questions at the end of this session. These are quite easy. First one is explain the purpose of internet security. Second is explain different threats of online threats. I think you would be able to answer these. The purpose of internet security is this internet security mechanisms help us to keep our valuable information safe, secure, confidential, and private. If we do not use these security mechanisms, our data could be stolen, could be misused, or could be used in a wrong way somewhere else by any other user. Different kind of online threats: hacking, cracking, viruses, worms, phishing, spoofing. These are the threats which are available online, right? So this is your unit 2, web applications. Now see, according to the new curriculum of session 2020-21, this unit, web applications, is now unit 4. This is your unit 4 now, according to the new curriculum finalized by CBSE. Okay, so I think you understood the things. Revise the things again. Keep learning. Thank you.